Now there is a function called divide, and the divide function is a safe divide function that gracefully handles a divide by zero error. And that's where it's better than using the actual divide slash on your number pad. If it performs a division and there's no result, it doesn't give you a divide error, it just gives you a blank. So let's have a look at the divide function. I want to divide two of my measures. So I'm going to create a new measure by right-clicking on the internet sales. I'll choose new measure, and then I'm going to type in my formula bar that I'm after my profit margin, and equals and shift enter. Now I want the divide function, tab, shift enter, and I want to divide square bracket the profit. Now measures always appear purple whenever you refer to them in DAX. So if you see something purple, it's a measure. Also, measure names must be unique. You can't call two measures the same name. It gets confused. Then I press comma and shift enter, and I want to divide the profit by the total sales measure. And just close the bracket and press enter. And I've created another measure called profit margin using the divide function that divides one measure by another measure, and it handles a nice zero error. Okay. Now I also want to format that as percentage, so I'm going up to my format drop down here in my measure tools, and I'm choosing percentage, and that will just automatically format that to percentage. All right. So let's have a look at actually using some of these measures in Power BI. I want to, on page 1, actually create a matrix. Well, you actually see a matrix on page 1, so there's already one there. But I'm going to get rid of year. So here in the rows bucket, you can see year, and I'm just going to hit the X to remove that. So I still have my matrix, but now what I want to do is add my measures to my matrix. I'm going to add total transaction to my rows. Actually, no, I'm going to add it to my values bucket. So I add total transactions to my values bucket, and there's my total transactions there, a figure we've seen before. I'm going to grab total sales and put it under my total transactions. I'm going to grab total cost and put it under total sales. Grab my profit and put that next. And finally, I'm going to add the profit margin measure. So here, if I stretch this out, you can see the measures giving you results in a matrix in your report. Now, there are no filters, so these values are across all time and all factors. All right, so now what I want to do is break these measures down by a particular filter. So I'm actually going to add the sales territory country to my matrix. So I'm going to go to sales territory. I'm going to grab the sales territory country and add it to my rows. And so now you see these values. I may actually cut the font size down. Format visual. I'm going to search for font, and the global font size, I might take that down globally to say maybe 14, and then clear the search box. So here I can see my country and my matrix. I can see the total transactions by country, the total sales by country, the total cost, the profit, and the profit margin. Very large figures, which I will resolve shortly.